I'm Kat.
I'm Derek.
We decided to do a couple videos to show you a very simple dance that you can dance at home under quarantine. Have some fun, especially if you've been thinking about dancing but have never taken the step, or if you have some dancing under your belt and you want to learn some new moves that you can do in a very small space. This is perfect for it. The only thing you need is a quarantine buddy, a very small space, but you can dance in your living room, in your kitchen, and this will be really fun. We're calling it three-step. In Europe, in Germany and Poland, it's called disco fox. We're taking elements of hustle. Hustle, bachata, salsa,
East
swing.
Coast, single step East Coast swing, everything. So everything that you can fit, we're going to play with. It's going to talk about the basics of dance. It's going to be different puzzle pieces where you'll see things that are like, oh, I know that from salsa, or I know that from hustle, or whatever. And it's going to have a lot of different flavors from many different styles.
Right. And the more you know, the more you can play with it. And when you're learning, if you learn the basics, then it's just all about playing and using your imagination. This video, this first video, is going to be basically talking to you as if you've never partner danced or social danced before. Some really basic concepts that once you get the hang of, then you can do a lot more stuff with. The first one that we're going to talk about is basic stance of any social dance.
You do not want to be equal where I cannot see the camera anymore. You want to be able to see somebody beyond, so I'm going to be offset to her right or my left. So I'm going to be able to see past her. My middle is going to be to her shoulder. Her middle is to my shoulder. This allows me to be able to step forward between her legs and not hit my shins, and she can step forward between my legs and be careful. So then that's the correct positioning for movement. Then we also want to get to the hand position. So there's so many different hand positions. We're keeping a nice neutral low connection, a little bit kind of on our waist height or center of gravity. I'm gonna cup my hand into a C. She's going to place her hand right into mine, and that's just going to be this nice low connection. I then place my right hand on her shoulder blade, a little high, nice firm connection to her back, and she then relaxes her arm right onto mine. We finished our frame. We've got a nice low connection. We've got that high hand on the shoulder blade, and then we're going to start talking about how we rotate and change our handhold. Yeah. So I'm going from kind of, let's say, a high C, and then I'm going to open up my hand, bring it down, keeping the connection with her, and then regaining a little bit of that cup, and then she's just going to continue to rest her hand into that action.
Right, and as you can see, I'm actually not, when he's moving his hand, I'm just allowing him to turn. I'm not really doing anything except following the movement of his hand. I'm not turning my hand any which way. I'm just following the downward motion and then closing my hand when I feel that he closes his.
Yep.
On the other side, we are going to be moving from this closed position to a release and to the same cupping as the other hand.
So you can do this this is separate. So there's this one in the closed position, and then what we did is we just opened to open position. So this is open position. We regained to closed position with that low hand, and we open to open position. Open, we regain to closed position. And this, I'm just keeping my hand up. I don't want to drop my hand away. Keep my hand up, and she's going to trace my arm, so that way, now when I have that cup motion, she then rests right into my arms, and we can then move into other areas. But right now, we just want to know open and closed.
And then the last thing that we wanted to talk to you in this video is about just the idea, and we're going to extrapolate more on this later on in future videos, but the idea that your movement doesn't come from your feet, it comes from the center of your body or your spine.
Right. So this is essentially saying, any dance. This is every dance we're talking about right now. If I want to move, if I have her in a faraway connection, a close connection, any sort of connection, if I want to move and start moving my feet, she doesn't feel that. She doesn't feel my feet wiggling around. She feels me moving my torso. She feels me moving my torso the other way. So she's going to move based off of where my body is going, not where my not where my legs are going.
Or a good drill to do is that he decides whether you're moving to the side or to the front or to the back, and you don't need to know any steps. You're just basically walking.
Exactly.
So if he moves to the side, you know, and we're in this like this is a really comfortable
Just
position.
relaxed,
yeah,
whatever.
just a really relaxed position. And if he moves to the side, I'm following him, right? I don't even need to look at him. I can sense where he's going because his spine is the one that's deciding which way to go. And he can go forwards and he can go backwards.
Right. So key note on that, just a quick note, we'll go into it later in other videos. As long as my spine is moving with my arms. If I then move my spine and leave my arms, it's going to have a very unhappy follower.
I'm not gonna follow that.
Yes. So although I'm saying, you know, make sure to be aware of legs and feet, you do want to move your spine first. Think about spine, but our arms are staying supported in front of us. Boom. And right away she moves with me, and right away she moves back because my hands are connected to my spine.
Yeah. So just remember those things. Just remember stance. Remember the different handholds that we're going to use, and just remember that your movement comes from your spine and not your legs. And then later on, we're going to go into some really cool, fun moves.
Yeah, this is just the basics. You can put this to every dance.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start going into our special one.